All right, it's the very first ride-along video. It's Friday, August 18th. Started the dash early this morning. Let me get back to my Dasher app here. Just sitting here waiting on a order. I woke up early this morning. It's a little after 5, and sometimes I'll either go back to sleep or sometimes I'll get on the app and see what's going on with DoorDash. And I saw a $2 promo from 5:30 to 7:30. So I hurried up and got around. I figured, well, heck, if there's a promo, because we here lately, the last few months, we haven't been getting them too often. I think it's kind of oversaturated right now with drivers. And in fact, my wife tried to get on, it was about a month or two ago, and it wouldn't let her. So there are, too many drivers. But anyway, I got like one order right before the peak pay started, like 1 minute before the peak pay started, so I didn't get the $2. Then I probably did about, I want to say 4 orders, 4 or 5, not that many, because you see it a lot. They introduce a peak pay and then a bunch of drivers get on. So I did get one hidden tip order. I'll post a screenshot of that. And then I also took a screenshot of a minimum no tip order, $4, no tip. I didn't take it. Normally an order like that I might have, but it was just going to a little bit too far I guess it'd be east, that I didn't want to go to that area, so I just skipped it. But then okay, so the main story from this morning, and when I did that video number 1, my introductory video yesterday, I jinxed myself. Okay, I hate when I do that. I hate jinxing myself. It happens and I can't stand it. But when I talked about how I would do these ride-along videos, and every day it's something. Something's gonna happen. And something happened today. So I get and then I'll post all the screenshots. I took a bunch of them for this order, I'm telling you. It was like, I want to say 17 or 18 bucks. It was going into downtown, but it was just after 7 a.m. So yeah, I'll do it. It should be okay. And it was only 4 items. Okay, and actually I'm here at the Meijer where the order was for. I'm parked here right now. But anyway, so I get, okay, 4 items, fine. I get here, and before I clicked arrived at the store, I took a look at the items list, and it was from a gift sender to a gift recipient, the orders I'm talking about, and it was for some type of birthday or something like that, or like a special day, maybe an anniversary or something. And drop a comment below on what your worst nightmare type of order is. But for me, it's the gifting orders. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And why you want to have a DoorDash driver picking out birthday cards, anniversary cards, thinking of you sympathy cards, I don't get it. I don't get it. Have a Papa John's pizza delivery driver picking out gifts for your special someone. Why don't you? I mean, I don't get it. I've done some of them, and I even had this one order one time that was like a card and gifts from the toy department and a cake and, the whole 9 yards. But that's a story for another day. Anyway, this order was, and I'll show the screenshots, it was the 4 items. It was a bouquet of tulips, a love you balloon, and 2 jumbo tropical fish. And notice I said tropical fish. I didn't say Swedish fish. We're not talking about candy here. We're talking about live fish from the pet department. And I knew this was going to happen at some point, that I was going to get some kind of order like this. I mean, come on. One of these days, am I going to have to go to PetSmart and get a hamster for somebody? Or am I actually going to pick out like a cat or dog and deliver a dog to somebody? I mean, come on. And so I was coming into today, I was at 100% completion, you know, and I'll talk about that and, you know, my completion rate and views on that and everything in an upcoming video. I was at 100%. So I was thinking to myself, 99% chance I'm going to drop this order. I'm not even going to bother with it. But what I wanted to do, I still wanted to, so it's 3 different things. So I still wanted to see how hard would each of these things, maybe 2 of the items was going to be like super easy to find. And if it was just one tricky item, I'd still do the order. No, all 3 were tricky. I went up the flower department. There's probably all kinds of different flowers you can order on the website, but when you actually walk into the store, it's a limited selection. The closest thing I saw, I scanned it and they weren't tulips, they were lilies. I mean, I'm not a flower person. I went with what looked like the closest thing in the picture. And it was the wrong item. Then I didn't see anything else that resembled a rainbow colored tulip bouquet. So then I looked at the balloons, which were right there, and the closest thing I saw there, it was, again, it's some of these things, they're just off by one little detail. The order was asking for an I love you balloon with dots, and what I saw was an I love you balloon, small balloon on a stick with hearts. That's not the right item. Do they even have the one with dots? I have no idea. Then I went over to the pet department, looked at the fish, you know, just for the heck of it. So I was already down 2 strikes out of 3, but I went over to the fish department anyway, and I saw it didn't say jumbo rainbow fish. It's, you know, it said, I can't remember. I should have took a picture of what I actually saw. But what was swimming in the tank was not jumbo. I mean, they were like, you know, that big, the little fish swimming inside there. So to me, that's not a jumbo fish. And so I dropped it. So, and then, you know, it got a little busy for an hour. I did a couple more orders. I did like a stacked TJ's order, and that's kind of like like a Bob Evans type of place. Surprised I'm not getting anything right now. Still sitting here waiting. I'm at $51 right now. It's not even 9 o'clock. Couple other things to mention. I didn't mention in that video number 1. Another thing to mention is, I've noticed with a lot of these gig tubers, they're in like really like mega major markets, like, you know, New York City, Philadelphia. I mean, we're talking like the big major US cities with like 4 to 6 major professional sports teams. And that's one thing about me and my channel, and, you know, where I dash. I'm in like a major US city, a capital city, but it's not one of these, like, Columbus, Ohio is not New York City or Paris, France. I mean, come on. So I have kind of like more of the, you know, dashers, what dashers across the country in general can kind of expect to make. What I'm doing right now is more, probably more closer in line with the average and what the kind of like the typical dasher can expect to make. I'm, you know, $100 a day range, okay, not $300-400 a day and over $1,000 a week, and that these dashers in the major mega cities make. So that's why I feel like I can be, you know, a little bit more relatable from that standpoint. Like, for instance, some of the videos I've heard dashers and some of the videos I used to watch in the past where they'd say, you know, I decline like 20-30 orders in a row before I get a good one. Not me. I mean, on a really busy day, I'll do 17-18 orders. I think my record for a day is 25. And on a day like that, I might decline 6 to at very most 10 orders. So in a whole, you're talking like a 7-8 hour shift, I might only see 12 orders total. Okay, here we got a $4.75 McDonald's, 3 miles. I'll go ahead and take that. I take the little banger orders like this, because, and I'll do a whole separate video about what orders I take and everything, how I select the orders that I do. But yeah, I'll do the little $3 to $5 orders because I tell you what, they add up. And but another thing, I've been sitting there just now for like 15 minutes not getting anything, so I'd rather be moving. One other quick thing to mention here before I get to McDonald's, and I know a lot of you are probably wondering right off the bat, you go to click on this video right from the start and see me and you're like, okay, what's the deal with the shirt and the hat? I mean, are you serious? The guy's wearing a DoorDash shirt and hat. I mean, what's up with that? And I probably week 2 of me posting videos to the channel, I'm gonna post a video, and it'll explain all that. And it'll be a whole video about why I wear the DoorDash clothes. Definitely check that out. Okay, so I'm here at McDonald's, and let's stop this video. I'll be back on here in a little bit. Okay, it's now 4 days later, and Ride Along video number 1 did not go quite as smoothly as I planned for it to go, and this is why I decided not to start posting my videos right away, why I wanted to work out all the kinks and all the different issues and get to where I knew what I was doing first and then start posting the content. But what ended up happening on that particular video, I drove to the McDonald's, I parked and was about to shut the camera off, and I saw that the battery was down to only like 2%. Earlier, I think before I started filming, it was like in the 40s, 43, 45%. So now I know that the battery drains that quickly on that thing. I did buy a like an extension cord to charge the camera I can charge it in the car now. And then, So then I finished my dash and I went to record like the video that I'm recording right now. And what happened there was I completely forgot to turn on the microphone. My external microphone was plugged in, but I forgot to turn it on. So the end result was a video with just picture audio and no sound. So it's these. Then over the weekend, I had this mount that I have for the camera. It's fallen off twice. I bought some two-sided tape and used that, and it's fallen again. And so now my next step is super glue. So you got to do what you got to do, and it's come down to super glue now, believe it or not. The super glue's not going on my car, it's going on the adhesive tape that's taped onto my car. So I throughout my whole entire life, I've had problems with suction cup mounting devices in a car. I don't know why I have the worst luck of anybody. I don't care whether it's a suction to the dash or suction to the window. Any suction devices don't work for me. So go figure. Anyway, so that dash, I wanted to mention that I got that Friday dash. I got 3 more Meyer orders after that one that I dropped. And I found it kind of interesting because in each one, there was at least one item in each of those orders that I thought was going to be tricky and I might not be able to find, but I did find it on all 3 orders. The first one, the tricky item was sushi, and that's kind of like it's similar to the flowers, where I'm sure if you get on there to order sushi, there's all kinds of different selection to choose from, but when you actually go to the sushi counter in the store, there will be like 2 or 3 things sitting there. So naturally, and I knew this was going to happen, so I went straight to the sushi counter first. Go up there, sure enough, there's only like 3 or 4 things and not what the customer wanted. But on this particular time, I got fortunate because there was a lady working the counter and she asked what I was there for. I showed her the picture. She's like, yeah, I can make that up for you. And so then I told her I'd shop the rest of the order and then come back. And so then when I came back, the order was ready. What's this car doing behind me? Know what she was doing. Anyway, so the second Meyer order, I had it was only 2 items, but one of them was a box fan, which I thought was kind of interesting. And I thought that would be tricky, but I went to the back of the store and found the aisle that fans were in, went down that aisle, and that was actually the very first fan that I walked up to was the fan on the order. So I got really lucky on that. The third order had a one of the sub style, deli sandwiches. And here in this area, because I buy those for myself sometimes, and I typically go to Walmart because any of the other grocery stores around here, it's always little to no selections on ready-made sandwiches. Although I say that, and I was just in Kroger a couple hours ago, and they had quite a few sandwiches to choose from. But some of the other stores, it's hardly any selections. But the order called for an Italian sub. I went to the deli area, and it's funny because that's all they had was Italian subs. So boom, it was there. I finished that dash with, it was 16 orders for $124, 106 miles. So that was pretty much a good standard, good solid dashing day for me. That's, if most of the days could be like that, I'll take 16 for 124. And driving under the 124 miles, I'll take that. And then I had, then of course, over the weekend, shock of all shocks at work, I worked almost a full schedule this weekend, 35 out of 36 hours. I couldn't believe it. I did start a dash. Today's dash was pitiful. So it's a good thing I chose not to do a ride along for today, because it was pitiful. I was logged in over 4 hours, close to 4.5 hours. I was only active 2 hours, and I made 43 bucks. 8 deliveries, 43 bucks. Just a terrible day. And what was worse about it is what's normally my busiest time, and the time frame that I dash on the weekdays, 10:45 to 11:30 is usually my busiest time, and that time frame today, 0 offers. I couldn't believe it. You know, all my offers were before 10:45. I'm tired from the weekend, and today's dash was going horribly, so I logged off, decided to call it a day, and work on this video, and I'll probably shoot like one more. But anyway, that's what happened to conclude Friday's dash. That's how the rest of the dash went, and hopefully I'll get this mount figured out today, hopefully, and I don't know, tomorrow if I might try to do a ride along, maybe not till next week. I'm thinking kind of get this mount situated first, and maybe try to do my next ride along next week, and hopefully better results. let's hope and pray. But anyway, that is it for ride along video number 1. Make sure to like, subscribe, check out my other videos. Thanks for watching.